Mel Nim, and I am the choir director, if I haven't met you yet. And I tend to ramble, so I have things written out for me, because otherwise, yep, I ramble. So, first thing it literally says is welcome. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. It's kind of a strange time to do a concert this early, but what we like to do is share with you all of the things that we've been working on in class and how they're sounding like a choir and not just a group of kids just randomly singing together. That we work on how we build that all together. And then you'll get to hear the band, which is a far cry from those first notes you got to hear when they just got their instruments. It's really fun to see how much they've grown. So I'll do a little bit of talking and explain some of the things in between all of our stuff. So the first thing that I like to do right away when we get in the classroom is to get them singing. And I do that because those first days of school get really long. They're getting all of the expectations from all the teachers. So I just really like to make sure that they get to sing. So I teach them a song almost immediately. And we're going to sing that first song with you. It's a round. And in fact, I have 2 rounds that they learned pretty much back to back. And the first round is called Black Socks. And it is about black socks. Okay? They never get dirty. And we're going to actually do this one in 3 parts, which is really fun for the group to be able to do right off the bat. And that's why we start with rounds, because you get the tune in your head and then you can do it in parts right away. Then we're going to do I Love the Mountains, which I have to brag a little bit because this was the first group that I was able to really put a round together on the first day in 6th grade. Usually we're not quite there yet, but they got it real fast. And the harmonies are super close, so it makes it a little difficult. So we're going to do those 2 songs for you. All right. All together once.
Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Someday I'll probably launder them. Something keeps telling me don't do it yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker you get. Someday I'll probably launder them. Something keeps telling me something keeps telling me not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills, I love the fountains, I love the daffodils, I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills, I love the mountains, I love the daffodils, I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Boom diada, boom diada, when all the lights are low. Boom diada, 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 boom diada.
So, after we've gotten through those first few days, we really do start working on good singing techniques. We talk a lot about sitting and standing like a singer, which if I say to them, are you standing like a singer? Oh, they don't have to do too much shifting. Usually there's a great big, must straighten myself up a little bit more. We also talk about breathing and how to breathe like singers and just general ways so that we're not hurting our voices as we're singing. And then we get into my crazy sets of warm-ups. I have 8 different sets. I rotate them through weekly. I like to be organized. And each set has the same things in it that we work on. We work on their high voices, their low voices, diction, which is how clear their words are, making sure we're matching pitches, big jumps from high to low or low to high, and vowel shapes. So we're going to demonstrate some of these, and these guys picked out all these songs. I just said, what do you want to do? And then I kind of throw in all the extra words there. So they picked out, the next one is called Aardvarks Are My Friends. This would be one for diction, and they had to figure out how to get the words, Aardvarks Are My Friends, into the tune of Yankee Doodle, which many of them didn't know. So it was like learning a brand new song. So we're going to go slow and then fast, okay? Ready?
Aardvarks are my friends, 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 aardvarks are my friends.
Ready? Okay.
Aardvarks are my friends, 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 aardvarks are my friends.
All right, B-A bang. Okay, slow. Okay. Nice and slow, and we'll go a little faster. Okay, ready?
B-A-B, B-E-B, B-I, Bicky, Bye, B-O-Bo, Bicky, Bye, Bo, B-O-Boo, Bicky, Bye, Bo, Boo.
Fast. Ready?
B-A-B, B-E-B, B-I, Bicky, Bye, B-O-Bo, Bicky, Bye, Bo, B-O-Boo, Bicky, Bye, Bo, Boo.
So that last one is kind of fun. We change out the first letter a lot, so it's real fun when we do R's and they all sound like Scooby-Doo, Ray. So then we've got some high and low voice. So both of the songs that we're going to do have a great big jump in it. And so not only is it working on higher voice and lower voice, but it's also making sure that we match that pitch up high and that they support the sound. So we talk all the time about having enough air and really getting enough air to get up to that note, because otherwise it can sound a little wonky up there. So we're starting with Chumbara. Okay, we'll do it twice. Okay, and ready, and
Chumbara, 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 chum 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 Chumbara, 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 chum chum chum. Chumbara, 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 chum 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 Chumbara, 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 chum chum chum.
so Chumbara has just kind of this little jump, real quick jump, but the next one we really have to land on it and hold it a little bit. And they get a little excited sometimes when we get up to an Oreo in this next one, which is called Chocolate Cookies.
Chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, yum yum yum. Chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, yum yum yum. An Oreo, a chocolate Oreo. I love my chocolate Oreo, chocolate Oreo. Chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, yum yum yum. Chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, chocolate cookies, yum yum yum. An Oreo, a chocolate Oreo. I love my chocolate Oreo, chocolate Oreo.
on that theme of pitch matching, our next one is called Two Tigers Tango in the Twilight. And it's in a minor key, which we aren't as used to singing, and I'm not as used to playing, so I tend to mess up the chords. I'm just going to warn you now. We have a lot of conversations about how mistakes are totally fine in my classroom. I am not the world's best piano player, and that's okay. We learn from it. We do a lot of a cappella singing because of it, and it makes them stronger for it. So right before we came out here, I said to them, you're going to make a mistake, and that's okay. Because we talked about how nervous you get when you're on stage, and all of a sudden you'll have something that happens that you're not used to having a mistake there. So how many of you have made a mistake? Anybody going to own up to it? Anybody made a mistake? Good job! Yay! Yes. So I'm a big fan of knowing when you make a mistake so that you can fix it. So sometimes I ask that question a lot in class. So, all right. So here comes Two Tigers. Three times. Okay. All right.
Two tigers tango in the twilight till they are too tired to tango anymore. Two tigers tango in the twilight till they are too tired to tango anymore. Two tigers tango in the twilight till they are too tired to tango anymore.
So we don't have like actual full songs to sing for you right now because that usually involves a piano accompanist and really getting to know things. So we're going to sing something else that requires us to have two parts. And this was really one of the first things that we did that was two completely different parts. And once again, and I wrote this down here too, the first group to confidently sing both parts on the first day we did this warm-up. Usually, we practice one version one day, we practice the other version the other day, and then we finally put it all together. And they were like, okay, yeah, we got this, let's do it. And they did. So it was really fun. So this is a classic for those of you who've been around for a while. It is called Soda Pop Cans. And one of the things that I make them do is sing in goofy voices, which they're probably really super excited to do, right?
Yeah.
So the reason we do this is to help them remember what a good singing voice is. If we do things poorly to start with and have some fun with it, then our last version is your best concert voice. So we're going to start out doing little tiny baby voices. Then we do a southern accent, and then we do British opera, and then we'll do our best concert performance. So here we go.
Someone swiping my soda pop can, someone swiping I go. I am acting just like can, someone swiping I know. I'm swiping
We had a few in the back row who were being goofy with it. Usually the entire room is goofy for all of them, and it's just a lot of fun. So we hope you've enjoyed this. We'll have some full songs for you when I see you again in January for that concert. We've already started working on them. Learning to read choir music is difficult, so we take our time with that and figuring out how and where to follow. We do a lot of highlighting, and then we just have to be learning all of our parts and know when it's our turn to sing. So we're going to take a few minutes to reset the stage for the band, and if you need to stand up and stretch, now's a good time to do that.
All right. Can we give another hand to the choir? What a great job they did this evening. So, my name is Mr. Waldhart. I am the 6th through 8 band director, one of the 6th through 8 band directors here. Mrs. Kinsler, who is, come out and wave. She's our newest general music and band teacher, we're glad to have her in West Salem. And I believe about half of these students did their summer lessons with Mrs. Glazel, who recently retired. Mrs. Glazel, are you here this evening? Where are you at? Oh, there she is. She's waving it back. Thank you. And then we also have another teacher who comes in and does lessons with a lot of our 6th grade, mostly flute players, Mrs. Nelke. And she's not able to be here tonight. But we have a really great team. And we just want to kind of like the choir show you just a little bit of what we've done over the last several weeks, because at home you get a little taste of things, which I apologize for. I always tell my wife in late July that right now I have about 200 families that are really annoyed with Mr. Waldhart because of the noise that's probably coming from your homes, but hopefully those noises have turned into nicer sounds and some nice music. So excited to get a chance to play for you. This group played together for the first time at about, what time was it today? About 8:50, I believe. Okay, so typically they practice in 2 separate groups and about 50 at a time. So this was an exciting day. They came over here. They were super cooperative. Okay, so we do something kind of fun. Those of you who have older kids who have been through this, you kind of know what to expect. But we always kind of jokingly kind of give you an example of kind of maybe what the first day of school was like. It wasn't really this bad, but one of the things we work on is sitting with good posture, and making a good tone and starting and stopping together. But this is kind of what we might have sounded like on the first day of school and looked like. Please do not clap for that. Okay. So we're in good shape. If they clap for that, they're going to like what we're going to do tonight. So like, it seems simple, but we talked about, like, today there's 102 students on stage, and we have to get 102 students to sit tall together and buy into that. Okay, and that's not always easy. These guys just do it, and they don't ask questions. They just work together as a team so well. And then we bring our instruments up together. They're going to do all these things, right? All right, yeah, all right, so we're going to breathe together. We're going to play just one pitch together, a unison note together, and we're going to release that note together. And it's a magical moment. Because if we can't do one note together, obviously we're not going to be able to put a series of notes together. So we're going to play one of the first notes we ever learned. This is called our concert B flat good note. Here we go. And it sounds so nice in the wonderful acoustics of this hall. So that was very, very nice. And then we start to add some layers. So now you're going to hear some of the students are going to stay on the same note, but then we're going to have some notes that are as part of a chorus. So you're going to hear some different layers of harmony. Okay, so if you like that, we're done playing just one note for you. Okay, so one of the first songs that you're probably tired of it. I get to hear this song July, August, September, and a little bit of October every year of my career. I'm sure all of you have heard Hot Cross Buns a time or two in basements and bedrooms. Okay, so we're gonna play it one final time for you tonight, and then we're gonna just start building off, kind of like what the choir did. We're gonna play a couple things in a round. We're gonna do some duet type songs where we have melody and harmony. We're just gonna kind of keep adding layers. So this is our final playing of Hot Cross Buns. We're graduating tonight from Hot Cross Buns. All right, I get 9 months on, 9 months off from that song. Okay, so if your parents of fifth graders, you get to do this back to back with me. Okay, so I'm going to introduce. First of all, we are very fortunate to get to partner with UW La Crosse. We have great student teachers. This is the third consecutive semester that we've had a student teacher, and we've had 3 really, really outstanding ones in a row. So from the best university on the planet, the University of Wisconsin, La Crosse. There's some disagreement. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I want to introduce Mr. Damian Combs, who's going to come out, and he's going to run them through a couple songs. Come on out, Mr. Combs. Let's give him a hand. Yeah. And they're going to do, the first one they're going to do with Mr. Combs is, it's listed in the book as a duet, and so it's London Bridge. So half of the band, which half is going to play the melody, the A line first? So it's kind of, from the audience standpoint, the right side of the band. And the B side is going to be over here playing the harmony, right? That's the rest of you. Good. All of you got a part. And percussion in the back are going to be playing the same part both times. We're going to play it twice through. And then on the second time through, the 2 halves are going to split. So then this side of the band nearest me will take over the melody, and the far side will do the harmony part. This is London Bridge. Very timely song. And now we're going to do a little French song called Frere Jacques. And we're going to do this in a round. Now, we're not quite to the point of 3-part rounds like the choir. We'll get there eventually. But we're going to do Frere Jacques in 2 parts. And I believe this side of the band, you're going to start first. Is that right? Great. Okay. So this side is going to start first, and they're going to finish first. The far side is going to come in a little bit later and create that round, which will also create that harmony like you heard with some of the choir songs. So this is Frere Jacques. Okay, so now I'm going to move around a little bit. We like to, at this concert, allow each instrument group to play a song on their own, okay? And we have such a big group. We're over 100 for the first time in like 5 years, which is great. And I realize we got a couple students behind curtains. So, like, when you're standing up, make sure you come forward so that your mom and dad can see you behind the curtains. It's really tight up here. So, flutes are going to play Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So flutes get to go first. All right, flutes, you ready? Start us off. 1, 2, All right, stand up, flutes. Nice job. All right, and we have a huge clarinet section. Mrs. Glazel had a lot of students this summer in her clarinet classes. So they're going to do Skip to My Lou. Ready, clarinets? All right, great job, clarinets. Stand up. There's a lot of them. All right, saxophones are going to do Camptown races. Camptown races. Ready, saxes? A lot of saxophones, too. Yeah, nice job, saxophone. Stand up. All right, I'm going to come around. Trumpets are going to do the theme from The Lone Ranger, which I'm sure they watch all the time. This is the William Tell Overture, a very fancy song for the trumpets, but it has to be played by the trumpets because it was written for them. All right, we're going to hold this curtain back so we can see Aiden. All right, here we go. Trumpets. Are we ready? Yeah, stand up trumpets. We got a lot of trumpets too. Oh, thank you, Miss Nim. Ah, magic. All right. The next group is our, thank you, French horns. I forgot the French horns, didn't I? I went a lot out of order. There are two brave souls playing the French horns, so I'm going to play along with them and hopefully not mess them up. We're going to play rolling along, which is, Mary had a little bit, right? Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, the next group, I like to call them the heavy metal section. Trombones and tubas, because they're literally holding on to heavy metal. I know. Wah, wah, dad jokes. Okay, here we go. They're going to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. This can only be played by a group of trombone and tubas. Here we go. All right, stand up trombones and tubas. Nicely done. Trumpets, did I forget to have you stand up? Did we? Oh, we did. Okay, I'm forgetful. Sorry. I just want to make sure because I don't want anybody out there upset with me. All right. Percussion is last, and they're going to play on a variety of different mallet instruments. We have xylophones and bells tonight. They're going to play Oh Susanna. I'm going to come a little closer to count them off. Let's give it up for the percussion. Nicely done. So kind of like the choir, we don't really have like a full-length song yet, but in our book, we do have a page that has some very, very short samples of like a concert song where we get to hear the band playing in multiple parts. So I always let the band choose one of the 3 songs from this page, which are Ode to Joy, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and When the Saints Go Marching In. And almost every year it's Ode to Joy. Like, I think this is my 14th year here, and I think of the 14 years it's been Ode to Joy 11. We did Old MacDonald for the first time last year, and this is only the second time a group has chosen When the Saints Go Marching In, so it's nice to do something different. So this is going to feature our percussion section starting. The melody is going to be played mostly by the flutes, clarinets, alto saxophone, French horn, and trumpet, and our low brass is going to give us a nice bass accompaniment underneath. So you're going to hear some different layers. Actually, I think 4 different layers of harmony at one time, which is really great for just playing for about 6 weeks as a full band. So this is When the Saints Go Marching In. It's just fun to see the growth over 6 weeks. We could not have come close to doing that even 3 weeks ago. So just really impressed with these young people. This has been a fun day. We only get to have them together 4 times during 6th grade as a full band. And I told them that as 7th graders, this is what they get to do every other day. When we, like our 7th graders, tomorrow will have their full band, and they have that every A-day. So that's just, there's so many kids, we can't quite have them all at one time when they're 6th graders, so just a treat. Before we do one last song, I just first of all want to thank all of you parents of both band and choir students. We have a lot of kids that are doing both. How many of you are doing both band and choir? Raise your hand. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice job. We're always excited because like middle school is all about trying things, and so this is the year where they get to choose their first class. And so that was the choices they made between general music, band, choir, or they could try both band and choir. So we're glad a lot of kids made that choice. Couple quick things, and then I'll try to stop talking. We're going to have a couple tear down assignments when we're done. Parents, your child should bring home an instrument and their folder tonight unless they play tuba or percussion. Okay, we won't make them bring a tuba or a bass drum home. You're welcome, Yane family. And we are going to have a little tear down, then we'll have them meet you in the lobby when we're done. Okay, it won't not take long. They've done such a good job. So much of today with choir and band is just getting them used to coming over here to the Hyder Center and just kind of getting familiar with the space and some of the back areas here that we make our way around, just get familiar. They were just awesome today. They're great, great young people. So parents, thank you for the great job you're doing. This is how Miss Nim and I get to start our day every day, is with these people. So that's a great way to start the day. One other thing I just want to mention for band parents specifically, there is an app that goes with their book. And we have a lot of students who are just really, really thriving because they are at home using that app. And it's like having someone play with them at home, professional level player playing with them at home. It's such a great resource, a great tool, one I wish I would have had when I was their age. Would have helped me a lot because I was a struggling young trumpet player when I was their age. So it's a wonderful tool. So if that's something that sounds foreign to you, ask your child about it when they get home tonight. Have them show you that they can log in. Most of the kids have been doing some recordings and submitting them, but there's a few that we still have to get going on that. That's going to help them so much to grow. So I want to encourage that good routine at home. It's so important, especially early on. All right, that's enough of me talking. Thank you again. Our next concert will be in January, early January. We'll actually do some full-length songs. They're going to start one on Thursday, so they're very excited. Our last song is a little rock tune. I gave the percussion a lot of time because basically the percussion section is going to create what a drum set player would do. They're going to create a rock beat, but they're going to break all the instruments down. There'll be a bass drum, there'll be a snare drum, a hi-hat cymbal, cowbell, tambourine, all kinds of good stuff back there, keeping a good rock beat. This is Hard Rock Blues.